job, Tony. Where'd you get this time? What's going on at this time for you?
That was one of her videos. I had the good fortune to meet with and to have known a young man named Sean Combs, aka Puffy, and I was making pretty good money working with him. $250 an hour. Sometimes I worked for 7 days and nights. Good money. But talking about Mr. Combs, one of the challenges I give to every audience that thinks they know hip-hop is to go through all the albums and see if you can find one line, one sentence that has anything positive in it, and please let me know. Because there is, ooh shit, he's going to get nasty now. There is in hip-hop something called the hip-hop Illuminati. And unlike traditional Illuminati and all that blah, 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 there is a hip-hop Illuminati. Just as there is myself and Chuck D and Timothy Taylor. Who knows who Timothy Taylor is? Come on, people.
What writes as teachers?
What writes as teachers? Why is intelligent? There's a song called Illuminati by Timothy Taylor, a.k.a. the Jesus Jones, a.k.a. Wise Intelligent. Trust me, that song has one of the dopest beats ever and the best lyrics ever. There's also somebody called Jasari X. There's also somebody in our posse called Immortal Technique, my son. Now, you all know about Immortal Technique. How many of you know about Immortal Technique? Mm-hmm. How many of you know about MF Doom? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really know. And really know. Well, I got a picture of MF Doom when he was a kid, when he was a kid. Peach Fuzz. If you look at the video, Peach Fuzz, they got copies of Word Up magazine, and those are all my pictures they're using on that table.
I love that one album cover they have too.
Yeah. Yeah. I got pictures of that. That's MF Doom is it.
That's the music that got me into it.
MF Doom. And MF Doom is dropping science, and what he does, he puts frivolity and humor and science, and frivolity and humor and science, and he just, you know, and he uses everything, but he seduces you with the beat, but he puts in subliminals.
So going back to this, you had a job with Diddy. He gives you this gig. You shoot this. She's rocking her 2 black eyes. Did you know where that was from at that time?
I had no idea. Never been to Toronto to 2009. This is what, 97? 96?
This has a big significance in Toronto.
I hope so. And I was kind of sad. I told her that shirt made me sad. And she said, why? I said, because I hope there's more than 2 black guys in Toronto.
This one's printed upstairs too. This one's actually printed upstairs as well. What's it like sitting
8 blocks from where I lived. And the first time I saw Biggie, big, heavy-set, strong brother, I went up to him, I said, brother, I'm Brother Ernie. Cover your ears, little bit. He says, I don't give a beep beep who you are. Get out of my face. And he you know, and anybody that really knows me knows Ernie don't play, so I put down the camera, I put down the camera bag. I think Ice-T was there, EPMD, and Redman, and they got between us. And I said, you don't disrespect me like that, you know. And he looked at me, and you know, there was some, and he looked at me, and he put on that little boy smile, and I was like, and he put his head down, and he started to laugh. He said, you don't know, you don't remember, I met you a year ago at a Mary J. Blige video, and we were chopping it up, we were sitting there, we were laughing, I even brought you a sandwich. And I looked at him, I said, oh, I said, you were about 100 pounds less. He said, yeah, I'm eating better now. And he gave me a hug, and everybody around us was like, ah, because they did not want to see these 2 gorillas fighting. 2 guys over 260, I was 250, Biggie must have been 350. Nobody wanted to see that go down. And that's the first time I met him. That I thought, but I had met him a year before. And Biggie, one thing I have to say about myself with Biggie is, even though I'm a journalist and a writer and all of that, people know that if they tell me something between us, it never goes any further than between us. And he told me I was the only man in the whole game that he trusted, period. And there's so many things that he told me that have never been revealed. And he just had a warmth, and he had a funny way that if he dug you, you knew he dug you because he'd do everything he could to entertain you. And if he didn't dig you, he wouldn't diss you, he'd just pretend you didn't exist. So he'd look like, as the same way you look at a piece of furniture. Biggie did not deserve to die, and Tupac did not deserve to die. John Lennon, Bob Marley, there's a reason these cats go. And there's a reason that, you know, John Lennon goes and Paul McCartney stays. And certain people go and certain people stay. And it's because those people that go have so much charisma, regardless of their political awareness or affiliation at that time. The powers that be understand that that cycle goes around, and as the intellect grows to match their charisma, that they're a potential threat. And never underestimate the fact that this government, and it's a global government, is afraid because it's illegitimate, and anything that's illegitimate fears everything. You do not have to monitor everybody's phone call unless you're shady. And you do not have to worry about your population if you keep them fed, clothed, employed, and educated, and give them good health care. You don't have to worry about your population. And don't fall into this ism of communism, socialism, ism, and all those isms. All those people that milk those isms meet in the back. How many of you know about the Bilderbergers? Look that up and see, and ask how the world leaders can get together once a year, year after year after year, and not one drop of media attention. Explain that to me, and then tell me that I'm wrong.
Watch the Zeitgeist film. So,
This picture.
yeah, I want to understand your photography style now. We're celebrating a photography exhibition. So, is this part of a photo shoot? Are you guys chilling? What you
Yes.
always have your camera. So what's going on? How do you get this shot?
It's a lot different than what any of that. I was walking, and it's a dark street, somebody's beeping in an SUV with tinted glass. I know better, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm like, all right. And then the window goes down, and I see it's Biggie. And it's cold. It's cold. I can't tell you how cold there's children here, but it was cold. What we call brick. Brick is where it feels like you're walking into a brick wall. He said, get in the car, And I got in the car. He didn't drive, so he was just sitting there. And Tupac had just been killed. And I asked him, I said, man, what's going on? What's this craziness? What's this insanity? Why they got you all up in there as, part of the thing that's taking down Tupac? And he looked at me straight up, and he told me, that's bullshit. I said, but the man is dead, and they're putting you on. He said, no. He said, listen. He turns on the radio, his music, and guess who he's listening to? He's listening to Tupac. And he said that if that Bleep 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 had lived, the two of them would control rap entirely, because they would get together like that Clown Dre and Ice Cube got together and transform. He said, but we would do it, if we got together, we would own it, because they can't nobody touch neither of us. So as this is not the picture, it's a picture that goes with it. I had to go on about my business, so I gave him a hug, and he told me a few other things. And as I'm getting ready to leave, I open the door, I get out, and I take this picture. And he goes like this to me. He makes a gun symbol with his hand. And I get the picture. I don't think nothing of it. So at that time, I didn't think anything of it. At that time, I was shooting 7 days a week, so rolls and rolls. I know you people don't know what rolls of film are, but there were rolls and rolls of film that I hadn't had developed. Then I wake up one morning and find out Big has been killed. My phone's melting. 500 people are calling me. And I get the pictures developed, and there's a picture of him in his Jeep going like this, with a gun symbol. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, I had tears coming down my eyes. And he's a gentle, good, funny brother, incredibly talented, but he got caught up in that Biggie and Suge Knight and that whole Puffy and Suge Knight, that whole craziness. But you notice Puffy, I don't know how many of you are deep into Nas, but Nas said, why is it that you don't even have a mark on your face? What's that lyric? Anybody remember? And everybody around you is dead or in jail, and you ain't even got a mark on your face. He was talking about Puffy, and he said, I don't like how you did Shine. Keep your eye on Nas and listen to some of what Nas has to say, specifically Black Girl Lost and Black Zombies. How many of you know the lyrics to Black Zombies? Thank you. Black Zombies. And there's a song that Nas did where he says, he's talking about, were you crucified like Jesus? And he's talking about Biggie, and he says that he didn't go to the wake because if he did, it'd be on his knees, and people would tell him to move on, but he had so much to say. Nas writes from his heart, man. Listen to that song. It's been a while, I can't remember, but there's a song that Nas did about Tupac and Biggie. It's so powerful. Were you crucified? It's, wow. Nas. Yeah, We Will Survive, that's right. How many of you know that song, We Will Survive, by Nas? Listen to it, check it out. But check it out now, carefully, and do it with your third eye, and listen to not only what he's saying, but the spirit that it's being said.
There's a lot of notes to be taken tonight. Wise Intelligence, we got MF Doom.
Wow.
Look at this shot.
We invite you to.
How old is he at this point? What, 17 years old?
17.
Who else you got at 17? You got a lot of people at 17.
LL Cool J at 17. Queen Latifah at 17. Roxanne Shante at 17. Iron Metal Face, MF Doom at 17. Many of them, because they had to go through me to get up there and kiss the ring and put on the crown for a minute. Let that marinate. He came up to me, man. I'm standing there, at that time I was the king of New York because I was working 7 days a week. There were 16 magazines a month that came out with 4-page things. And he knew, so he came up to me and he said, Ernie? I said, yes. He said, I'm gonna be running shit. I said, well, that's good to know. And, I said, I'm really impressed. Little skinny guy, mouthful of gold teeth. I'm sure you will. So he started talking, and he was a funny cat, but in his own way he did it. But he became the profound face of materialism and capitalism and colonization of the culture.
You had a technique back then to get, you were shooting for how many magazines?
Legally or illegally? I'll share something with you. I actually had another name that I shot with, because when you're getting paid to shoot for a magazine, you obviously they don't want you to have that big money in them. My other name was Hunter Brown.
Wow, we're getting the real gems right now.
So you go back in the old magazine and see Hunter Brown. Who the fuck is Hunter Brown? I know Ricky Powell, I know, Jamel Shabazz, I know Ronnie Wright, I know, you know, all these cats, but who the hell is Hunter Brown? Nobody knew who Hunter Brown
Yeah,
was.
your exhibition.
Hunter Brown would send pictures to the magazine and say, I want $300 per picture, not 1 penny less. And if I don't get it, you'll never hear from me again, and you never get any more pictures. So at that time, you get about $100 a picture. So Hunter Brown said that letter, and Hunter Brown's stuff was so tight, they didn't want to be excommunicated, so they paid Hunter Brown 3 times the going rate. Yeah. Now you all know who Hunter Brown is.
Soon you're gonna see a Hunter Brown exhibition.